Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're covering $100 million leads by Alex Hormozi, the follow-up to $100 million offers, which we reviewed in the last video. If you haven't watched that one yet, I'd suggest starting there, but this one works on its own too. In this video, we'll go through the core ideas of the book, what makes it different from your typical marketing read, and what you can realistically take away from it, depending on where you are in your business right now. As always, honest review, no fluff. After the success of 100 million offers, Hormozi tackled what he considers the other half of the puzzle. If you've built a great offer, how do you actually get it in front of the right people? That's the core question $100 million leads tries to answer, and the distinction he makes early on is worth paying attention to. He's not talking about leads in the generic sense of traffic or followers or impressions. He's specifically focused on engaged leads, people who already have the problem you solve, are aware of it, and are actively looking for a way out. That framing alone is more useful than most marketing books manage in 200 pages. It shifts the question from, how do I get more people to see me, to how do I get in front of people who are already ready to move? Small difference in wording, big difference in strategy. One of the first frameworks Hormozi introduces is the problem-solution cycle. Instead of leading with your full offer, you start by solving one small, specific problem for free, a lead magnet, a short piece of content, a useful tool. That earns trust. And once someone trusts you, it naturally surfaces the next bigger problem, the one your paid offer is built to solve. It's a simple idea, but a lot of businesses skip it entirely and jump straight to the pitch before they've given anyone a real reason to listen. He also uses an analogy that stuck with me: puddles, ponds, lakes, and oceans. Don't start by trying to own an entire market. Start by becoming genuinely known and useful in a very specific niche, your puddle, and grow outward once you have real traction. It's an honest reminder that most sustainable businesses are built on depth before breadth. Then there's the core four, the four main ways to reach potential customers: warm outreach, cold outreach, paid ads, and free content. Hormozi is transparent about where he thinks the long-term value sits, and his answer is free long-form content. His reasoning is straightforward. Trust takes time, and content builds it passively, even while you sleep. He mentions that a large portion of his own clients consumed multiple pieces of content before ever reaching out, which honestly lines up with how most of us behave as buyers too. To keep things focused, he introduces a prioritization filter he calls more, better, new. Do more of what's already working, then make it better through testing and iteration. Only once you've genuinely maxed those out should you consider moving to new platforms or channels. It's a good antidote to the temptation of always chasing the next thing instead of compounding what you've built. One of the more memorable practical tools in the book is the Rule of 100. Pick the one core action that drives leads in your business, creating content, running ads, and commit to 100 units of that action every single day for 100 days straight. 100 DMs, 100 minutes of content, $100 in ad spend. Whatever fits your model. It's not a new idea, but the framing is useful. Most people try something for 2 or 3 weeks, see no results, and move on. The Rule of 100 is essentially a commitment device to push through the period where nothing seems to be working yet, which, in most cases, is exactly where the real results are hiding. He also covers affiliates, getting other people to promote your product, which is a channel a lot of smaller businesses overlook. And for early-stage businesses, he recommends what he calls the first 5 free approach. Deliver your service to a handful of clients at no charge, gather real feedback, fix what isn't working, and build some initial social proof before scaling. It's grounded advice that a lot of people in a rush tend to skip. Now, to be fair, and this is the part most reviews skip, $100 million leads isn't without its weaknesses. The most obvious one is that a lot of the content is heavily US-centric. The examples, the numbers, the platforms, the cultural references, they're built around an American online business context. That doesn't mean the principles don't translate, but if you're running a local business, a service business in a different market, or anything outside the digital-first world, you'll need to do quite a bit of adapting yourself. Second, some sections feel repetitive. Hormozi has a tendency to restate the same concept in slightly different ways across multiple chapters. For some readers, that's helpful reinforcement. For others, it starts to feel like padding. If you're already familiar with content marketing or outreach basics, parts of this book will feel slow. And third, this is more of an observation than a criticism. The book works best if you already have something to sell. If you're still figuring out your offer, your niche, or your core customer, $100 million leads might feel a little premature. In that case, starting with $100 million offers first genuinely makes more sense. None of these are deal breakers, but they're worth knowing before you pick it up. Overall, $100 million Leads is a practical, well-structured book that does what it promises. It gives you a real system for thinking about lead generation, not just a collection of tactics. The frameworks are clear, the logic is honest, and Hormozi doesn't pretend any of this works without consistent effort over time. That alone puts it ahead of most books in this space. If you read $100 million Offers and found it useful, this is the natural next step. And if you haven't read either, they pair well. One focuses on building what you sell, the other on getting the right people to see it. Hope this gave you a clear and honest picture of what the book is actually about. If you want to check it out, the link is down in the description, along with a few other resources I'd recommend. And if you enjoy this kind of content, subscribing to the channel is the best way to stay updated. I post regular reviews on books and frameworks worth paying attention to. See you in the next one.